When did you realize your parents were failing you? When I started getting excited about detention. At school, I'd act up on purpose just to stay late. Nothing too crazy, just talking during quiet time or forgetting to turn in homework. Mrs. Miller would make me clean erasers, organize supplies, or help her decorate bulletin boards, and I'd drag it out as long as humanly possible. She always had goldfish crackers in her desk drawer and would slip me some while I worked. The orange dust on my fingers felt like luxury. Sometimes she'd ask about my weekend plans, and I'd make up elaborate stories about family camping trips, visits to grandparents, or movie nights that never happened. My friends thought I was absolutely insane for wanting detention. They'd bolt out of those classroom doors at 3:15, racing home to Xbox games, after-school snacks, and parents asking about their day. They'd complain about curfews and chores and having to eat dinner with their families. Home looked different for me. It meant sitting in Mom's old BMW for hours because her boyfriend Derek was over and I wasn't allowed inside. Dad had left 6 months earlier, claiming he needed to find himself. Mom said good riddance, but I still hoped he'd come back. I'd spread my homework across the dashboard, doing math problems by streetlight when it got dark. For dinner, I'd walk to the gas station on the corner and buy those rotating hot dogs or stale donuts with the $5 Mom would slip me in the morning, usually without looking up from her phone. When it got late and Derek's truck was still there, I'd crawl into the back seat, use my jacket as a blanket, and pretend I was camping like Dad once promised before he disappeared. The seats were cold and cracked, nothing like the sleeping bags I imagined. The hardest part wasn't the cold. It was seeing other families through lit windows, kids at tables, parents cooking, everyone laughing under warm yellow light, and wondering if Dad had that now, just with someone else. One particularly brutal January evening, I'd been in that car for 4 hours. My fingers were numb, my stomach was growling like crazy, and I was trying to finish a book report about family traditions by the glow of my phone flashlight. The irony wasn't lost on me. That's when I saw Mrs. Miller's car drive past me. She stopped and knocked on the car window, her breath making little clouds in the freezing air. Her face went from confusion to horror in about 2 seconds flat. "Honey, what are you doing out here? It's 8 p.m. and it's below freezing. Where are your parents?" I tried to explain about Mom having friends over, how I wasn't supposed to interrupt adult time, how this was just temporary until Derek left for the night. I mentioned that Dad was traveling for work, my go-to lie when people asked where he was, but with every word I spoke, her expression got more and more concerned. "How long have you been doing this?" she asked gently, her voice full of worry. "Just since October." I said, like sleeping in cars for 3 months was totally normal teenage behavior. "It's not that bad. Sometimes I pretend I'm camping, like my dad and I used to plan to do." She shook her head and opened my door immediately. "Get in my car right now. We're making some phone calls tonight." As we drove toward the police station, the heater blasting wonderfully warm air on my frozen face, she asked more questions. When did I eat last? Where did I shower? Did any other adults know about this situation? Did I have any way to contact my father? I answered everything matter-of-factly, still not understanding why she seemed so upset and angry. This was just my life now. Some kids had soccer practice and piano lessons. I had car naps and gas station dinners. Some kids had both parents at home. I had Mom's rotating boyfriends and Dad's empty promises. But then I caught her face in the rearview mirror as we stopped at a red light. She was crying, actual tears streaming down her cheeks. "Sweetheart," she said softly, "this isn't normal. Kids shouldn't have to live like this. Your parents should be taking care of you, not the other way around." That's when it finally hit me like a punch to the gut. That's when I realized other kids actually wanted to go home. Other kids had parents who asked about their day instead of asking them to disappear. Other kids had fathers who kept their promises and mothers who chose them over random men.